Hey guys, hope y'all having a great time in Warframe with the latest Jovian Concord update. And for my console dudes out there, I really hope the new stuff rolls out soon for ya, cause there's plenty of beautiful things to appreciate here. That's for sure. Recently I put up a poll on the channel asking for what types of builds you guys would like to see, and almost all of you went for the most fun build option. I do have to put out a disclaimer here before you move on, that is, different people find different things fun. They have their own preferred genre and their own kinks, I guess. I'll try my best to cover more than one playstyle, and there will be a timestamp down in the comments, so make use of that if and when necessary. Oh, and if you're just biting your lips waiting for me to get oiled up and lewdy with Wisp, well, I think I'll save that for another content piece. All you lewd marshmallows here, I know you love that stuff very much, but you're just gonna have to be patient. Or at least pay me up front. Also, if you're new and would like some spicy content, then feel free to hit subscribe. You'll have instant access to all these Warframe Captura shots I post regularly on the channel. 18 and above only though. Right, the builds that I'm gonna discuss here will involve primed, Umbral, and corrupted mods. If you're a relatively new player who can't immediately get access to those types of mods, or perhaps you just bought Wisp at Mastery Rank 1 because you couldn't resist the thick, then here's a standard all-around build that will work just fine. It's not the most optimal, of course, and won't really bring out the best out of Wisp, but let's assume you have fairly basic, easy to get mods. This is how I'd mod her, because the thing with Wisp is that she's probably one of, if not the best all-rounder frame there is in Warframe. I personally think you can't go wrong with a balanced build here, and you can tune it for more duration or efficiency and really just tweak her to your liking once you get to know her and her skills more. She's like the best girl ever. She'll listen to you, just give her the right mods. Now we go to the guides for the big boys. First up, we'll take a look at the sexy Gunslinger build, which I feel that if you're into gunplay over power play, then this would turn Wisp into an awesome supercharger for your favorite weapons. Of course, we're focusing on Wisp's first ability here, and that means we'll be modding mainly for power strength. Y'all know how obviously OP she is with her motes, or as I like to call them, berries. The red berry gives you a nice chunk of health with this build, 888, but what's more impressive than that is the HP regen, 88.8 health per second. Guys. It makes Nidus look like a skinny chump. I mean, I love Nidus, one of my most favorite frames of all time, don't get me wrong, but health regen ain't even the highlight for Wisp, and she's already doing a far better job here than Nidus or maybe even Oberon in terms of squad healing. But that's very arguable though, and I'd love to see you guys have a discussion down in the comments, so you know what to do. That increased health and health regen means you can survive a fairly intense onslaught, and survivability helps when you're trying to shoot down multiple enemies. But when it comes down to powering up your weapons, her green berries give a juicy boost like no other. I mean, there are possibilities here, my dudes. You know how some weapons suffer from fire rate or attack speed? Well, Wisp is the solution. Check out this Sobek, yeah? It's an auto shotgun that has a fairly slow fire rate. In fact, one of its biggest cons is the fire rate itself, and every other stat is just fine. Now watch how Wisp absolutely shreds through a chunky squad of Greniers to make chunky salsa. It's like I'm using a rifle, damn it. It might even be faster than some dumb semi-fire weapons like the Augur. Now here's an Arcaplasmor. Before Wisp, after Wisp. One generous application of Wisp turns the Arcaplasmor into a catch moon. Well, almost. And speaking of the catch moon, you apply some simple macros with the green berry buff and there you go. I just created an illegally powerful weapon in Warframe. An auto fire catch moon with crazier DPS than usual. Too bad you'll be magazine limited. But what if you're not magazine limited? Well, here's both a Prisma Grakata and the Super Vandal in action. I can honestly say that Wisp has helped me find new love for these guns that have been collecting dust in my inventory. Although my Orbiter should be dust free now thanks to Sapu the Roomba. Yes, I named him and I'll be getting him a buddy soon so he doesn't have to be lonely like me. You could take all the other skills away from Wisp and leave her with just her berries, and I'd still be mostly okay with that because they're so good. And a build focused solely on that first skill still makes for an awesome experience that is pretty fun, especially if you're into gunplay and have a favorite weapon or two. So what if you're more of a power play person? Maybe you don't want to play with guns a lot and perhaps you want to use Wisp to the best of her abilities. Kind of a weird pun there. Well, how about irradiating every single piece of flesh and metal on the tile set with the Goddess of Sun build? Yes, I can't spell because I'm a dropout. If you love using Soulgate, then this build, which is focused on both strength and efficiency, is something you just gotta try, guys. I personally don't have any problem sacrificing a bit of power strength for efficiency or maybe even range. I mean, here's the thing. If you're gonna use Soulgate against tough high-level enemies like a typical unsuspecting level 100 bombard, you're gonna have a bad time, because like most Warframe abilities that do damage on their own, this one doesn't scale endlessly, or just doesn't deal enough damage in endgame to be worth maxing out for. It's perfectly usable though for normal enemies, anything up to level 80 I'd say, at most, maybe even not 80, because I have weapons that can one-shot enemies at those levels, and I'm sure a lot of you who are members of the channel do have big badass weapons as well. Still, you can't deny that it's fun to rush around Hydron, completely vaporizing every piece of twitching flesh while slowly blinding yourself. Also, a special spicy tip: Rage or Hunter Adrenaline may be a great mod here if you're going against high-level enemies. I mean, think about it. Having a constantly regenerating energy pool means you can literally go longer and harder with your beam. Soulgate, I mean. How useful that's gonna be though is up to you. I mean, I tested this build against 5 level 100 elite lancers and I had full energy pretty much all the time. Or at least as long as I was alive, because Wisp, even with her red berry at almost 90 health per second regen, still won't survive an onslaught of those level 100 Grineers. You're gonna want to squeeze an adaptation in there, which may prove too expensive for a 3-formal Wisp, especially with Umbral Mods. So it's like I said previously, Wisp ain't exactly an endgame frame. Let me know though if you love using Soulgate or think it's another dumb ability trying to masquerade as a Kamehameha. Okay, what if you just want a general all-around build that works great, that just takes Wisp and makes her better without any compromises? Increase in strength, duration, range, and efficiency. No negatives, because you want to experience the thickness with maximum positivity. Here's what I put together that you can feel free to try out. It's still kinda geared towards strength and duration because I kinda ignore her second and third abilities. I mean, that's just the way I play her. If you find Will-O-Wisp or Breach Surge pretty awesome to combo with, then here's a variation on the balanced build that is slightly biased towards range and efficiency. In the hands of a skilled player, Wisp can do some decent crowd control, but I can't see her as a crowd control frame though. There are simply better crowd control frames out there, so if you specifically need to CC, pick a better CC frame. It also doesn't help that my #1 method for CCing is using Magus Lockdown. You can say whatever you want, you can even call me a noob, you won't be wrong there. It just gets the job done, especially in the case of emergencies. So yeah, that's my take on ways to build a fun Wisp, guys. She's naturally already a fun frame to play as is, and just modding her for balanced stats will already bring great results. Still, the Gunslinger build is my personal favorite here, and it's probably the one I'll be using long term, paired up with a weapon that I'm still kinda searching for. I mean, there's the Fullman, but there must be something else here that'll break the game with Wisp's Green Berry, as if Warframe ain't broken enough as is right now. If you feel like I did a terrible job at a build video, it's alright. Let me know so I can stop and end myself. Feedback is always welcome, and I hope this video was somewhat helpful, at least to you guys. Remember to leave comments and tell me how you would build Wisp and what weapons you think would work best with her first ability. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.